The hell are you supposed to be? I'm vengeance.
All right, man. There's lots to talk about today, guys. Lots to talk about. Yeah, all right. Finally free from work. Thank you, George. Blind is gonna come in, guys. I'm just checking my phone right now. I'm uploading something that you all know. All right. But yeah, welcome to the show. Welcome to AWO. We're gonna talk about DC stuff, but Blind wants to talk about something else. Hopefully he's here soon. Okay. Hopefully he'll show up. Blinded. Thank you, because you've been away for a while, man. And I haven't seen you for a while, man, like on my streams or even in the chats. All right. So yeah, I haven't seen you for a while. I don't know where anybody else is. But make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below. I'm Blind. Where are you, buddy? Tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow we're starting earlier than today. That you all know. Yes, yeah. So yeah, we're starting tomorrow earlier. Okay. Oh, I don't know. I just don't need. No, no, no. Blinded wants to come on. I'm inviting people on, but I have to wait for Blinded too. Like, because when he wants to talk about, I want to get out of the way too. So I'm waiting for Blinded if he's coming on. He says he can't wait, so don't worry. I'm gonna invite people on. I'm just on my phone right now. Yeah, yeah. Don't worry about it. All right, I'm just checking my poll, my latest poll, and see where it's at. So 100 votes on my latest poll. 100 votes. That's oh, that's good to hear, George. That's good to hear, really it is. Okay. That's good to hear. All right. All right, so oh, they just Frog Totally just finished. All right. All right, that's good to hear. Frog Totally just finished. Hopefully, you know what? Maybe they'll check in my chat. I really would appreciate that. Blinded, where are you, man? I sent you an invite. I'm ready to talk DC, and I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be right back. No. Okay. All right. I am gonna send invites. Don't worry. I am inviting people. Um, 5 years worth of IMCA. I'm hoping for the best. That's part of why I've been absent applying for positions. I understand, and I have been doing them late, like really, really late, like 10 o'clock most nights. And I know everybody can't make it, so it's understandable. Hi, hey, Patrick. Welcome, 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 welcome. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Right? It's all right. I understand. I I understand, George. I understand, man. Work is meant to be there. Okay, he's coming on soon, Blinded. I plan on seeing the new Alien movie Tuesday. Looking for. Well, Blind just saw it today. He liked it. All right. I am sending invitations out. I'll even send it out to these people in this group. All right. All right. There we go. There we go. Even better. All right. So yeah, invitation sent out. Blind says he'll be on soon, like always. He's never on time anymore. And yeah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, be blinded. Not like that. But I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. What he wants to talk about is I can't pronounce the guy's name from X-Men '97. The stuff of X-Men '97. That's what he wants to talk about. Okay. All right. He wants to talk about what's happened in X-Men '97. And then we're gonna talk DC. Okay? And my arm is itchy as hell. Make sure to smash the like button, please. Smash the like button, share, and subscribe. Oh, please. Please, okay? Really would help. A lot. A lot. Okay? And yeah. Now the details are out on why the guy was let go by Disney. Not pretty. It's not pretty, man. It is not pretty. Let me tell you, it is not pretty. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. And all that blinded kind of when it comes up describe it. And then we're gonna talk. Yeah, okay. Definitely gonna talk DC. Because that's what we're here for. It's DC talk, right? We're here for DC talk. That's why I started this stream. DC talk. All right. Hi George. Hi George. How you been?
Man, I'm exhausted. Oh, what a week! What a summer! I mean, granted, I think I've made my case for an upgraded role, doing stuff that was beyond what I was getting paid for this summer. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm praying. Well, here's the thing. So one of the roles would be an assistant preschool teacher job that'd be full time, that would be paid more. I don't know what's gonna happen with that though. Even my supervisor doesn't know because he recommended it and like spoke to the people at the preschool about it. And then he hinted today about maybe like another role, but he didn't tell me what the role was. But I'm assuming it's definitely going to be an upgrade over what I've been doing. So it's kind of just playing the waiting game right now.
That's
The,
good.
the thing is,
Pay
it's like
somewhere.
the preschool, like it's a great pay, and I definitely will take it if it's offered. It's just tough because I have to leave my school that I've been with the Y for after school.
Yeah.
And today could have very well be the last time I see my kids. I only told a couple older kids that I may not be returning just because they're mature enough to handle it.
Well, you have gang wars here. You're gonna leave the gang wars. That's good.
So but you know the summer's just been crazy. And the thing is, like because we have like two schools that go to our camp at the school, including our kids. It was the other school's kids that were just crazy, getting into fights.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh my, yo, today I was gonna wait until Blinded came out. I'll tell Blinded later,
He's
but
gonna come on soon.
I'll just share it right now. Yo, I almost got taken out by a chair today.
What?
Yo, so okay, so because I teach storytelling, so like I was cleaning out
I
my
want to hear
room because
this.
I was cleaning out my room because it's the end of the day. So I'm bringing the last of my supplies to the Y office, and then all of a sudden I hear my supervisor telling the kid, to calm down because I guess like one of the kids that I've been giving a hard time this summer was in the room. He took the chair and he just like swings it like, and I was just like, oh boy, and I just like dodged it really quickly. And I was
Oh
like,
my
I don't think the kid
God.
saw me coming, but like, good
Oh
lord, I
my
almost got
God.
hit in that. I almost got like hit in the head with the chair. Oh, this is like I was just like. I thought my life was flashing before my eyes. And also because like another counselor and another kid that was smaller were walking like behind me and they almost got hit and I had to make sure they were okay.
Mm-hmm. Also,
The kid the kid that almost got hit, he was like in second grade or something. He was just like, what just happened? I'm like, he wasn't even like scary. He was just like, what just happened? And then like the kid like just stormed out of the room and like I was like, oh well, I don't know what I just walked into. I'm just bringing my supplies back.
oh my God. So yeah,
It was
blinded.
just oh my. All I can say is that was the first time a kid nearly took me out. And I don't think it was intentional because he didn't see me. Actually, the kid actually is like, I'm one of the few counselors that the kid was actually is usually nice to. But holy shit.
Okay.
What could have been my last day at that school because I don't know for certain. I'm about to. I almost get taken out. I almost have to either get a concussion or. I was just like, I was like telling some of the counselors, I was like, I don't know what just happened. I'm just bringing stuff back, and all of a sudden, I almost get hit by a chair.
Yeah, yeah, you're glad you're on your way out now, huh? After that, it's like I'm done. I'm done.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The kid that did it, he isn't even one of our after school kids. Like, here's the thing. This is what I'm gonna say. I love our after school kids. They're very sweet. They're very. Some of them have behavioral issues, but not like this. But here's the thing. We're kind of worried because this kid that has had the behavioral problems this summer that almost took me out with the chair. He does go to our school, and he's going to fifth grade. We don't know if he's coming to after school yet or not. Now I don't know if I'm going to be there, but here's the thing: if I eat, whether I get this upgraded role at the school or I'm still in after school, I'm making it very clear that I want my kids from last year back or a new
Yeah.
group of kindergartners. I want either kindergarten, first or second grade. I don't want any of the older kids. I'm sorry. Last year, I loved my older kids last year. This year, they wanted to be part of Fight Club. I went from having these funny, creative, cool
What?
fourth and fifth graders to these kids wanting to join Fight Club. It's like,
What the heck? What have you been watching to get them into fight?
I don't even know. It's
What?
like they just start fight for no random reason. I think they just fight for fun at this point. I'm just like, WTF.
Uh,
It's just like what's being taught to the youth at this point. And I know this isn't related to DC, but it's just something I just gotta get off my chest. Like, good Lord, the youth.
Yeah, the youth.
There's something that has changed with the youth, or maybe it's just the area. I don't know. Last year's fourth and fifth grade were not like this. They were not fighting. They got along. They were very respectful to me, their counselors. Like, we had fun in my class. Like, these little kids didn't want to do nothing in my room.
Maybe it's like the missing. I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing. I had no problem with K in third grade this year. They loved my class. In fact, this year's first grade was way better than last year's. Kindergarten and first grade were crying on me today. They were upset that it was the last day of my class. I didn't even tell them that I may or may not be here in the school year or next summer. But they were heartbroken because they loved my class. They loved me. Well, they loved me as a counselor, but you get the idea. It's like they were very respectful. There were a few older kids that did like coming into my room that I would let come in for extra storytelling or help out with the younger kids that did say they will miss the class, and I'm glad that they felt that way. But it's just, oh my Lord. I listen. If I get the preschool thing, the preschool starts in a couple weeks. But all I need is a couple weeks. But I won't mind the extra the 4 weeks that I usually get as well. So, but I got some relaxation time. I got one more. I got another get together next week with my work friends. I'm going to the beach one day. I'm going to Atlantic City, gamble some of my hard-earned money from the summer. Gonna see Alien Romulus on Tuesday. It's $5 Tuesday at my local theater.
Yeah.
Go see Alien for $5. Relax on an afternoon. Yeah, tomorrow I might just go for, take a little trip to the mall, maybe buy some Funko Pops.
Red, we're waiting for Blind because Blind wants to talk about something that really hasn't do the topic at the thumbnail. Then we're gonna talk about that. Shut up, Red. You're watching it right now.
But
leave a like, Red.
I'm back to watching movies again. Trying to catch up on the latest pop culture news. By the way, thinking of the YMCA, I was rewatching Clerks last Saturday, and I just realized I forgot to say this to my supervisor. The YMCA has somewhat of a role in Kevin Smith's movies because you know how in the first Clerks they talk about that girl Julie Dwyer and how she died.
Yeah.
Doing backstrokes at the YMCA. I never told my supervisor, a YMCA pool is kind of the tying everything together moment in those movies, because Julie Dwyer's death is brought up in Chasing Amy and Mallrats and how it happened at a YMCA pool because she was told she needed to lose weight before the dating show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always forget to say that, a YMCA pool, even though it's not seen in the movies, kind of plays a role in the establishment of View Askew universe crossovers.
I want to show you guys something. Here's the weirdest poll I did. Look at this poll, guys. On my thing.
Oh, you talking about your Marvel poll?
Yeah, it's so
weird. Is Brave New World still leading?
Yeah.
How the hell? Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I think Fantastic Four would have a better shot than Captain America.
Look, Fantastic Four is not doing well in my poll.
I'm just saying, realistically, I think Fantastic Four, if it gets a really good word of mouth, will have a better shot. Even if Brave New World is pretty good, even if it turns out good. How the heck does Thunderbolts got more than Fantastic Four? I'm sorry.
Got more than Secret Wars also.
that doesn't make sense. Well, I mean, to be fair, I think everyone's expecting Doomsday to hit $1 billion before Secret Wars.
Oh yeah, but
also,
I didn't even put Blade in there because it would let you be per 6 options, only 5 max. And Blade
Well,
that
first
makes
of
it.
all, is Blade? We don't even know what's going on with Blade. And like, here's the thing: I'm hearing a lot of the Marvel fans hitting the panic button with Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland already, because apparently it might take place on Battle World. I don't know. That's what the scoopers say. It might come out
That's really
after
up to
Doomsday.
yeah, what do you think of this poll, Blade? It's so weird.
Yeah, we were talking about this on Discord.
Oh wait, now that Blinded's here, can I tell him about my near death or concussion experience today?
Yes, yes.
Oh shit, what was that? I was hearing a little bit
Yo!
of, but I didn't hear that.
Oh my goodness! So it's the last day of camp today. I'm bringing my classroom supplies back to our Y office at the school. One of the kids that's been giving hard time this summer, that keeps running off, that's like, rampaging and all that. He's in fourth
Right.
grade. I don't know. We must take one of the chairs from the office. He's swaying in frustration. And right as I'm
Oh,
heading out, I see it coming from like the corner of my right eye, and I quickly dodge. I'm
George
like,
almost died.
yo,
holy
I almost
shit.
got creeped. Oh, I was like, oh my, what just happened?
A chair
It's,
to the head, that's not good at
yo, it
all.
was a metal chair. Yo, it was like one of those like metal hard chairs. I was like, oh, I was like, yeah, I don't need this on my last
What is this,
day.
wrestling, man?
Yeah, you definitely don't.
What might be my last day at that school, because I was also mentioning that there might be a chance I could get an assistant teaching job at
Shut
one of
up.
the
Do your thing,
preschools,
Red.
or an upgrade from where I am. But holy shit, I can't. The fact that I almost got attacked, and not even
Jeez.
like intentionally, just a kid in a fit of anger, not even seeing where he's hitting the chair. Because the kid that did it, I'm actually one of the few counselors that the kid's nice to. So the fact
Holy.
that he almost like, I don't even know
Yeah, he
what to.
almost gave you CTE there. Holy shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm just like, yo.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Blended. Pull up. We get tell you what you're gonna do.
Well, I got to do it right now on stream because I didn't do it yet because I had
Okay,
to go on
you
Twitter.
should.
So, but for those that do not know, today was the day when we finally learned about what happened to
What's his name?
Bo DeMayo.
The male.
Yes, what exactly did he do? But the problem is, it was behind a paywall, which I think was fucking egregious. And it was from Jeff Snyder. So I wasn't gonna pay because it's like $10 a month for his website. I'm not gonna read his website. However, he said you can read the article for $1. So I mean it's probably USD, which means I'm probably paying like $2. But I'm kind of curious because he also says something that's nobody's been talking about, which means most people didn't read the article. I'm gonna assume because it's behind a paywall. But there's some other allegations against a Marvel executive. So I'm kind of interested to see. I mean, if you want to pull up the allegations that were floating around, I don't know, it might be too much, but
Well,
um
yeah.
because I just wanted to talk about this because it was all over my timeline. It's been going on for the last how many months of people saying, "Oh, is he, hire him and or rehire him, right? And how come he can't show up to the premiere and all, and then last night or yesterday it was about this drawing of him shirtless as Cyclops, and people were spreading around this rumor saying that that's the reason why he got fired,
No.
which is not true.
No. That's
Flat
not.
out, that's not true.
No.
So yeah, he's getting $1 out of me, which is unfortunate, but fuck,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
take
So
your
this is.
dollar.
It's really, really juicy stuff. It's really, really uh bad.
Yeah, it's not good in the slightest.
Yeah.
So, uh, it's just sort of. But the thing is, like, there's so many people on Threads and Twitter were defending him, and they were trying to stand up, and he was almost like this martyr figure because I guess he is a black man and he's also gay.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh, they're trying
of
to
course,
use.
people will use those as sort of, hey, Disney is obviously trying to oppress him, and that's the reason why he got fired is because he's gay, and they didn't like
Yeah,
that.
the same company that uses diverse in their movies.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, like, the whole
Yeah.
diversity thing that they push, like, yeah, it's dishonest
So
too, right?
it's the same
But
people. The same people. These are obviously the woke far left people, right? They're like, oh,
yeah,
they
these are
praise
more
Disney. They
of
praise
those
Disney for
people.
bringing diversity in their films. But once Disney gets rid of someone who's not white or is
Right.
gay or bi or trans, they're bigoted. Like what? No,
Yeah,
you're
now
not.
the whole discussion
You're not.
changes,
You're
right?
not bulletproof because you're a different color or what your sexuality is.
No, and I also think what this guy is doing, because he's also, I mean, again, I don't know the guy, obviously. And I mean, yeah, what I'm about to say is pretty like inflammatory, but I think the guy's a narcissist, right? Because the way he's acting is like, first off, he doesn't say why he's fired. He's putting out all these statements trying to say, woe is me, and they're going after me, and all I did
He's
was
kind of
post this
victim.
picture, and
Trying to
fans
play
are okay with the
victim.
picture. Yeah, he's playing this victim mentality, but it's like, okay, so I have the article, I have to download it. So it's like 3 pages for a fucking article. Um, I'm so fucking bad at fucking reading, Jesus Christ, but okay, this is what it says. It says back in March, Marvel Studio fired X-Men 97 director Bo DeMeo just weeks before season 1 premiered of the animated series, which would go on to become a hit with both critics and audiences. DeMeo had already finished work on season 2 when he was fired by Marvel, which did not offer any explanation regarding his departure until now. On Thursday, so essentially they're going over what we were just talking about. So I'll
Yeah.
read it here. DeMeo took to Twitter, blamed. By the way, he was on Threads. He made a post on Threads that was like, "I'm gonna take a step back" or whatever. So when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, so you're gonna basically retreat," which is what you did back in March, right? When things were coming out that, oh, you got fired. He disappeared and then he came back a week later and was like promoting the show, which I
Yes.
thought was weird. So then he went to Twitter after that Threads post and basically made a more aggressive post saying, I'm coming after Disney, or not verbatim, but he was pretty much being like, hey, you know what? If they're gonna blow the cover on this, fuck them. And it was just like, whoa, like, so you're playing Two Face on two different platforms, right? But anyway, he
He
says,
sounds
yeah,
unstable.
yeah, he says he blamed his firing on a piece of X-Men fan art that depicted a shirtless version of him as a superhero Cyclops. DeMeo shared the image of his on his Instagram account in June for a gay Pride Month, right? And on Thursday, he wrote today that on June 13th, Marvel sent a letter notifying me that they've stripped my season 2 credits due to the post. Now, obviously that's fucking bullshit. We'll see.
They
I'll
don't
have
care. They don't care if what he did.
no, no, they do care. There's a specific reason though, and that's what's getting mixed up. And people are
Oh.
saying, "Oh, can you believe that they fired him over a fan art?" No, that's not what happened.
Yes.
So it
Yeah.
says, "I'll have more to say soon, but I must take a step back from social media to find a safer place for me to be out and proud and nerdy. Stay
Well,
tuned." So he said this on Threads. There's no distinction here. He didn't say this on Instagram. He said this on Threads. So I don't know why that's not stated there, right? Because he's going on different platforms saying different things. And the only people who pointed that out was also the people on Reddit. Was the Marvel Studio subreddit, which they're going after him. The Marvel Studio subreddit, kudos to them for actually like having a fucking backbone and not
hmm
believing his bullshit compared to the
hmm
people on Threads who are all, sorry to say, but they're all guzzling that glizzy, so to speak,
Threads is that's
right?
just like it's coming like X now, man. What the hell's happening to Threads?
Yeah, the people on Threads, I think they're just, a lot of people migrated obviously on Twitter and they're still operating under the assumption
Yeah.
of it being like Twitter. But anyway, it says late Thursday night, Marvel took an extremely unusual step of firing back and offering the following statement to the Hollywood Reporter. Mr. Domeo was fired in March 2024 following an internal investigation. Given the egregious natures of the findings, we severed ties with him immediately, and he has no further affiliation with Marvel. And then it says the Hollywood Reporter added the following, that DeMeo's exit, he and Marvel came to an agreement regarding his ability to tweet about the show. And this is where this ties back into what we were just talking about. So it says, in light of the breach, his credit for season 2 was removed. So Marvel had came up with the deal, because again, it's not explained all that well, but Marvel basically said, hey, you can keep your credit on season 2, and as long as you just don't talk about the show in any way or don't make any sort of post about it. Now, obviously, he didn't do that, and he made a post that was kind of, as we'll find out, kind of touchy, because him shirtless as Cyclops, people who don't know the situation may think, oh, that's fine. What's the big deal about it, right? He's this jack guy. Like, he's shirtless all the time. Well, you'll find out. I'll just skip to the part where it says what they're alleging. So it says, I'm told that DeMeo sent nude photos of himself, or at least photos of himself in a various states of undress, to several young male staffers. Some of these photos allegedly feature DeMeo dressing superhero costume, so dressing up as a superhero and striking sexual poses, and how they can be used as inspiration for the show.
What the hell?
Oh.
So yeah, this is kind of bizarre. So he's sending photos of himself either nude or undressed, and then he's basically sending it out to these people in this way that's kind of like,
Suggestive.
yeah. But he's also saying, hey, you can use this for the show.
Yeah.
So that's also weird too. That means that this isn't just like a couple of people. I mean, I think maybe he's like too, that's like too much. You know what I mean? Like, first off, one, why are you sending yourself nudes? And then on top of that, too, no one, even if they aren't nudes, you're sending them photos of yourself in sexually suggestive ways for what, the storyboard team? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, what the
I
fuck?
would not be comfortable with that if I was working on the show. I'd be, no. No.
So
There'd be,
yeah,
that's red flags. There's red flags, something wrong with the showrunner. Is he the
yeah,
showrunner?
he was the showrunner. Yeah, and I think he wrote a couple of episodes too. So yeah, if he's the showrunner and he's going to different teams and he's doing this, I mean, yeah, of course that's like do people not have, like, again, they didn't know this obviously, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But when people are fired in a workplace, I mean, like, can't you wait and see what they were fired for? Like, why is there this riot? Like, oh, we got to defend them. Like, I get it. Like, the workplace does fire people. We all know in ways that are not true. But this
Yeah.
guy's the showrunner. You don't think maybe he was not fired because of we don't need you anymore or whatever? It was more like, hey, you did something wrong. I mean, he's pretty like high up there in terms of the food chain.
Yeah, they fired him. They fired him because of something. Because
Yeah,
when they wouldn't fire him, the show they're very happy with the show, and they're very looking forward to season 2. They wouldn't
of
fire
course.
him. Yeah, they would have kept him on. If nothing, there was no problems with them. They would have kept him
Yeah,
on.
they would have kept him on, exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay, and then it continues. It says, additionally, I was told that DeMeo allegedly groped an assistant on multiple occasions, and he was both emotionally and physically abusive to staffers, though I don't have any specific incidents to share on that front. So, I mean, yeah, that's also not good
But he
too.
has
It's a messed up situation.
with that
Yeah.
apparently apparently reportedly, right? But how
Mm.
how does he know? How does Schneider do it? Somebody has to tell him that. If somebody from like in the studio or somebody that's working with him would have to whistleblow kind of that, don't you think?
I mean, the thing is, because people are saying, oh, if it was miscon or sexual misconduct, or why not go to the police, blah blah blah. I mean, I don't know. We don't know
They
the severity of it. Maybe some of these people don't want to go to the police. I mean, there's also that too, right?
they probably went to HR Disney, Walt Disney.
The thing is, here's the difference though, and
Okay,
this is
George.
something that people are not maybe understanding. He's harassing men. He's not harassing women. He's harassing men, which I think is totally different, right? When you, because I mean, if you were harassed
I
as a
agree.
guy, that's kind of, I mean, you're not going to really speak about it, and I'm sure you're not
That's
really going to go
true.
to the police
That's
about it
true.
too.
Male victims are less likely to talk about being harassed or like sexual harassment stuff
And
like
I'm
that.
sure
That's
that's
true.
the reason why this is all swept under the
That's
rug
true. It shouldn't
because
be. It shouldn't be,
because
but it's
it
true.
this is controversial, right? Oh, he's a gay man and he's harassing people. It's not going to look good if there's some giant expose on the guy because then because look at
Okay.
like I'm sorry to say, but these people who are on threads are like they're going fucking mad defending the guy and you're like, why? Just because he's a gay man and because he made a good show? I mean like you know what I mean? Like they're it's almost like they got their identities wrapped up in this and feel like they need to defend him because I'm gay or I'm black and therefore I need to defend him. Like, can we stop doing this shit? Like people
So
of all fucking sexualities, gender,
yeah, you're not
race, they
bulletproof.
do terrible shit and
You're
they
not.
don't
You're not
represent the
bulletproof.
majority of them, right?
You're not bulletproof. Yeah. Nobody's bulletproof. It doesn't matter what you look like or how you feel. What your
Yeah.
um, like nobody's bulletproof, man.
Yeah, and people, and it's like, because I saw posts. I wish I did screen cap because I sent you one where one guy, this,
Yeah, you
and maybe
saw.
this is maybe me reading into it too much, but I sent it to Aaron. I said, this guy, once the evidence has now come out about him groping people, now the table goes, oh, well, how did Disney allow this to happen? What the fuck? Like, that's where we're on now. Like before, it was oh Disney didn't fire they
How
unjustly fired him. Now it's oh it's their fault he was
how do
harassing
whites
people.
how do whites able to get away with so much shit for years?
Like, which by the way, the article's not done yet, but technically, I mean, there is someone at Marvel who's at fault, and I'll explain here. So it says my sources said that DeMeo subsequent hiring at Marvel reflects poorly on Marvel's Brad Win
Winterbaum,
Winderbalmer.
Winterbaum, I think it is. Yeah, I know.
Well, it's not. It
Yeah, he
looks like
wants
Winderbalmer.
he
Bomb.
wants the Marvel.
Winderbaum.
He wants the Marvel animation, or is it the
Yeah.
yeah him
So he
yeah.
says who failed to do his due diligence regarding DeMeo's departure from The Witcher because, yeah, I skipped the part, but it says that apparently this was the reason also why he was let go from The Witcher. Which, yeah, if he's in the writer's room and he's passing around doing all this shit, I mean, yeah, this is
What
some weirdo thing,
when did he
right?
leave The Witcher? What season? Did he
I'm not
say?
sure what season.
Right
It
up
didn't
one
say.
season. Okay.
So yeah, and then it says,
Let me see The
yeah,
Witcher.
they didn't do their due diligence. And then it says they went on to absolve Kevin Feige from any blame as Feige isn't, he's not hiring people for the studio. Speaking of cuts, I'm told that Marvel is taking away DeMeo's EP credit, which is executive producer credit, on the second season. Now, oh yeah, and then it says they also can't take away specific writing credit. Okay, that was my what I was just gonna bring up because I was thinking, I don't think you're allowed to take away his credit if it's a writing credit because that means it would have to go through the union and they would have some problems with that. But no, it's just the executive producer credit.
Can you imagine the union defending him? Oh,
Yeah, which makes sense. So then it says Del Mayo said that Marvel's decision to remove his EP credit was the latest in a troubling pattern I suffered through while working on X-Men 97 and Blade. So now, because this is the thing, right? This guy is also alleging that Marvel did something to him. Now, if that is true, why doesn't he fucking say something now? I don't understand. Like you would think you're if you're gonna use your position, right, and this is like two sides of a story, right? Why not just like if this is like if you genuinely feel like, hey, like I was wrongfully fired here, which from the
yeah.
sounds of it, it doesn't again, there could be more information, like we got to keep an open mind, but from this article here and what the side is saying and they're alleging, Marvel side at least, I mean, like, that's not crazy what they're saying, right? Like, the guy's harassing people in the workplace. He's being too sexual, and, it's just making people feel uncomfortable. And the thing is, like, are people going to say, well, are they only uncomfortable because he's gay? Are they going to pull that line? Because that's the one I'm going to be looking for next. Because some of you people, if this was a straight dude doing it, you guys would be fucking up in arms and losing their minds. Lose, they would do this, right? So why doesn't it go both ways? I think it should be across the board. If you do something wrong like this, no matter what creed you're from, whatever identity you want to identify as, of course you should be fired. I wouldn't tolerate this. Like
No.
you're gonna. I mean, yeah, because I'm sure there's other people on the team who are gay. Why should they feel like, oh, just because I'm gay means I need to be targeted? You know what I mean? Like that's
Exactly.
not acceptable. That's not fair. So this is it's egregious. And then he says DeMeo was one of Marvel's scribes because he worked on Moon Knight and he spent years developing a blade draft. So this guy was pretty much he was like in bed with Marvel, and so he fucked that up. That's what I'm saying. It's not like, oh, all of a sudden they came down on his neck because they didn't because oh, he's a gay and he's a black man. Now we got to get rid of him. The guy's been working on their biggest projects. I mean, and I'm sure if he kept going, I bet this guy would have been writing the script for the X-Men movie. So this is stupid.
Oh man.
Um,
They avoided that headache there.
Yeah, and then yeah, they did. And then it says frequently shared. Yeah, he shared photos of himself. He even ran on a non-explicit
Red. Oh,
OnlyFans.
shut up, Red.
What did he say? I didn't even
And
see.
he's playing video games.
And oh, okay. He's just messing
And
around.
so ignore Streamlabs.
We're almost done here. Because I'm just scanning through to see if there's listen, it's actually not 3 pages, it's actually 2 pages. That's what I paid for. Fucking hell. Just why put this behind a paywall? You know what I mean? It looks sleazy in my opinion. This is like
this guy needs to make money, and
I know he needs to make money, but you would think why not just make this one free? This is like a big story, and the thing is, there's still some points that people didn't talk about because it wasn't in the headline, right?
yeah.
And then he's also just kind of regurgitating what Hollywood Reporter saying. But yeah, they brought on a new person, and then okay, so then he brings up here one Marvel fan pointed out on Twitter that DeMeo's own timeline doesn't seem to make sense as he was fired in March, though he pointed at the June post for the reason why he got fired or he got stripped of his credit. So yeah, he's being dishonest, and then he's like, well, yeah, like why can't I come back to the ceremony? So that's pretty much it. Let me just read this last line. Oh yeah, he says okay, this is what DeMeo says. This is like the final kind of like part of the article. He says the truth will be revealed after their Disney Plus disaster, which is him referring to the wife who passed away at Disneyland. Marvel wants to mislead with alleged contract breaches over tweets. It's tragic. It's coming to it. Oh, it's tragic that it came to this, but unsurprising. Stay tuned. So that sounds like a fucking nothing burger to me. I mean, yeah, okay. So if the truth will be revealed, I mean, maybe he has an NDA. He can't speak. I don't know. I'll give him the benefit of doubt. He can prove himself, but I mean, what they're alleging here, like, it's not that. It's not like, it's not a nothing burger.
That's
Because
funny. That's funny. Gina Carano has more of a case to sue Marvel than this guy does.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, the thing is, maybe. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but I mean, her case is like
It's
they
not
told her
official.
not to and not to say something, and then she did anyway. And then, but the thing
Yeah.
is, Pedro Pascal did the same, and no one said anything. So, or did something similar. Not that he did the same thing. And yeah, but with this, I mean, yeah, he doesn't. Unless there's another part again, I'll keep saying this for the people who are
Pedro
watching.
Pascal's Pedro Pascal is someone's making money is a draw. Giancarlo is Giancarlo.
Yeah.
Not a draw.
I mean, the thing is, this article does put some blame on Marvel, but they put the blame on Marvel in terms of DeMeo should have never been hired. But they don't really give his point of view, even though I think Snyder said that he reached out to DeMeo. And honestly, nothing in this article. This is like a 2 minute, like not 2 minute. This is not a big article. That's why I'm like, why put this behind a paywall? Like, you know what I mean? It's just kind of
Wait,
ridiculous.
what do you think more's gonna come out? Because like this is from Jeff Snyder, but like
I think DeMeo may have something else to say, but if he doesn't come out with some receipts or like
no.
make an accusation against them, you know what I mean? Like he's just saying the
But
truth will come out. What truth, right?
it sounds like he's doing the he's victim blaming himself. He's trying to play the victim here.
Well, he's saying, well, I mean, he's doing that, but then he's also saying that because that last paragraph, that's not him really playing victim
Yeah, he's
per se, but that's him saying there was a breach of contract. That may be true. I won't, I'm not, listen, I'm not going to play Marvel's side or his side. I'm just saying that he right now should either shut the fuck up and maybe seek counseling or something, right? If there is a breach of contract or they made this up or whatever it is, right? Like, but regardless, I mean, if it is true what is in this article, you know, I would say honestly that's fair to fire him. You know, like it's
yeah.
unfortunate, but that's what it is,
They just
right?
wouldn't fire him just for the sake of firing him based on Marvel's not like that.
No,
There was
no,
stuff
I mean,
going
no,
on.
I mean, Hollywood is a messed up place, right? I don't think
Yeah,
most people really. I mean, most people know, but like if you work in it or if you're around it or if you hear stories from people, like it's not like the
well,
best environment to be in, like to be
it's
honest.
it's not just Hollywood; it's corporations, right? Stuff like that,
Right.
like stuff like that happens to corporations all the time. You just don't hear about because they find a way to keep it quiet. Usually,
Right.
right? Like, right? And eventually, they do come out. Scandals eventually do come. It's hard to hide that forever. They do come out eventually. It's hard to hide the truth. Uh,
Right.
Yo, Degrassi's here. Yeah, like he's
What's
done
up?
for sure. And I hate when people use the card. People, oh, they're trying to black us a black gay man. Oh, come on.
No, yeah,
The, the
that's the
thing
Twitter
is,
people.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like remember like it was like 7 years ago when the stuff came out about Kevin Spacey and he was trying to like defend himself by saying like that he was gay and all that. That like that's the vibes I'm getting here. It's like you feel like because you are something you can take full advantage,
Yeah, you're
or
using
maybe
your identity and your minority
others who
status.
might be like that. I mean, I'm assuming these employees he was saying this stuff to were younger than him.
I'm pretty sure not
He
all. I'm
he
pretty
take
sure.
advantage of.
Yeah.
And look,
I'm pretty sure
I
these
get it.
employees too were not. I'm pretty sure they were different. There's some, like you said, blind. Some of them were probably gay, whatever, pan, whatever the sexuality are, and probably different
Yeah, we don't
colors
know.
too. We're different
And the
ethnicity
thing
stuff,
is, it's
right?
Hmm.
I get it. And these other people, they're adults, but still, like you don't do that to an adult. Look, it's wrong whether you're
No.
an adult or child when you use your position of power to take advantage of someone.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
still
and he's the
I don't care what
showrunner
it
too.
is.
He's
And even if these people were older than him, that's still wrong to do. It don't matter.
no, no
Well,
one no one should be like in the workplace, you're all working, and then someone is, hey man, you want to look at my picture of me shirtless, jacked up, and it's like him posing, and it's clearly sexual. It's like, you know, yeah, I don't think anybody,
it's
like maybe
racist.
maybe he could turn around and say, oh man, it was harmless, I didn't know or whatever. But I mean, he did. Another
Bullshit.
accusation is that he groped people. So it's like again, yeah, you can't can't be touching people or grabbing people. Like it's the workplace. It's totally different, and I get it. It's Hollywood. It's a different environment, but still, like I don't know. Like like I said, I'll give him the benefit of doubt if there's something else, right?
But it's not great
But
right now.
Well,
it's not looking great, you know?
here's the thing, and I'm obviously going to bring up something that I brought up many times, not just on my channel, but on here. It feels like a quiet on set situation right here, where
Oh yeah,
someone that's what it's like, and it's like I get it that documentary wasn't on the biggest channels on the ID network, but it got a lot of buzz. It got a lot of
right.
social media talk about how these grown adults that were in powers of position taking advantage of obviously people that were minors.
Hmm.
So it's like even if it's like a situation where an adult's taking advantage of another adult, it's still wrong. We had this
Right.
situation back with Me Too, back in 2017 broke out when Harvey Weinstein. It came out what Harvey Weinstein was doing to women, and even if he wasn't sexually assaulting women, he was definitely harassing them. He was definitely trying to sway them, and anyone
Hmm.
that knew that probably wanted to speak out, he probably blacklisted or threatened to blacklist them, because it was like
Right.
he can make or break your career. So it's like people in power threatening other people that are deemed less powerful or inferior to the person in
Hmm.
power. It's a story that's been seen so many times, and unfortunately, I don't think much progress has been made since then. It's like
Right.
we're still getting all these stories that are happening. You were like, what happened on Quiet on Set? That's not the first time that's happened, and it ain't gonna be the last time.
But
No, I mean there's
probably
always going to be problems within the workplace. I don't think that's ever going to go away, but the point is, as much as I don't like fucking Disney and the corporations and how they act, and I think they screw over people, and they'll use their lawyers and legal precedents to just stomp all over you, and you get nothing in the ending. But this guy, let this guy, to be honest, if this is true, they let him off pretty, like, they
easy.
really did let him off, right? And he's the one who's coming back. Which, by the way, I wanted to point at Anthony, because Anthony's been making a lot of good points. So thank you, Anthony. But he's saying, pull up that one about the NDA, because that's a great point, right?
His
If you
lawyer told
sign the NDA, right, and why are you talking about it on social media then? That is a great point,
that's
because this
you
means,
break the contract.
yeah, that
It,
means that if he's talking about this freely, then he should be able to come out and say what actually happened then,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Might as well just continue it because you already broke
But
it.
I don't know. Maybe the thing that he's talking about is not the allegations, because again, he keeps talking about contracts, and I'm assuming, yeah, they broke his contract because they fired him, right? Like that. I don't think that's crazy
There's
to
always
say or assume.
there's always provisions in this contracts, though. There's always things in the contract, like there's always provisions in the contract. It makes right. Maybe he hasn't read.
Right.
Maybe he didn't read the contract. You know what?
I mean,
I'm not.
Oh,
I
if that's the case, he's failed one of the first
well,
steps. You always read the contract.
yeah, I mean, we don't really know. Again,
well,
it's just,
you know how actors and actresses are signed to a mortality clause? Pretty
oh
sure they are
wow.
too. What?
No, I'm reading what sorry, I was reading what Anthony was saying. And I just kind of, because I didn't see his comment about, yeah, his lawyer represented Chris Tucker in the past. Okay. I'm
Chris
like, oh
Tucker?
boy.
Tucker Carlson, you mean?
Oh, Tucker Carlson.
Chris
Yeah, yeah.
Tucker!
Oh,
I
What am
can't
I talking
understand the
about?
words are
I was
coming
gonna
out
say
My
like
brain is my brain is funky, like I
I
of
was
my
gonna
said.
say
power.
what was Chris Tucker
I
accused
said
of recently?
Chris Tucker. I meant, yeah, Tucker Carlson.
Oh gosh,
Can
Tucker
you understand the
Carlson.
words coming out of my mouth?
I
Yeah,
can't.
the
I
Tucker
can't.
Carlson, the traitor to the United States. But that's a different
Well,
story for another time.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson. I mean, that's an interesting one. As well as Kevin
But here's
Spacey.
the other thing. I think obviously this was, I think, Disney also saying, you know what? let's avoid another Jonathan Major situation because it took them a while to finally fire him after
Right.
stuff came out with him. I think this was also
All,
them basically saying we ain't going through this again.
you know what's weird? All this sus people, they hire such sus like lawyers. Their attorneys are always suspect.
I
Like,
mean, there's always going to be suspect attorneys. Like, I think that's the
but
field.
most of them, but most of them are rich. Like Kevin Spacey talking about someone rich. They can't hire good lawyers.
I mean, the thing is, the people that they're going to hire for these situations, I mean, they're not going to be the honest type lawyers. Let's
No,
be honest, right?
you
I
should
mean,
watch the
I mean, you're going to always have to have those types of lawyers, right? That are going to take on controversial
okay.
cases or clients.
Go watch
It just is what it
HBO.
is.
Go watch HBO. The Sandy Hook victims suing the Alex Jones Infowars, all that stuff. It's about 2 hours
Mhm.
long. Remember the two court cases that came out the last year or two, one in Texas and one in Connecticut or something. Remember that? That was live. That was tape. So HBO did a documentary on that, right?
Hmm.
His lawyer, one of his lawyers, in the Connecticut case, not the Texas case. The guy was so weird looking. He had like ponytail and stuff, like a long ponytail. I'm like, dude, this guy's a lawyer. Like, I wouldn't trust a lawyer who has a ponytail unless it's a woman, not a
Hmm.
guy. I'm sorry. I wouldn't trust a guy with a ponytail as a lawyer. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can come at me, but I wouldn't trust a guy with a ponytail as a lawyer.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to judge
No, I'm sorry. I wouldn't.
anyone, but it's just you make a good point. I think presentation matters,
Can you
and
imagine? Yeah.
some lawyers just don't know how to presentate. Well, it's like I had to bring up politics, but like some of the former president's lawyers right away tell me that like I shouldn't trust them because they act like these bizarre cartoon characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Okay.
one of them looked like she was drunk one time.
Hmm.
But the reality is, it's like I get it. X-Men '97 is a great show. I'm looking forward to season 2, but look, there's just some creators, producers that are just scummy people. Think of all
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
great movies that Harvey Weinstein's name is attached to.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
Yeah.
Like
point.
Well,
Good
just
point.
think of all the great movies that Brian Singer directed, and look how he turned out.
Yes, I'm French Canadian.
right.
Bonjour, Red.
Well,
Yes.
I
Even
wanted to say,
and you've brought up we brought up this director in like streams this past year, Francis Ford Coppola. He made some great movies, but he's not exactly the model citizen himself.
right.
Nope.
There's just some crap, like not crappy in their profession, but just crappy as human beings out there.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Well,
It's kind
there's
of good.
one more thing I want to end on. I was gonna say, I I just don't I don't understand the whole obsession with celebrities or people who make entertainment. Like, I think it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like, they make good entertainment, right? If I watch you in a movie, you do a show, right? Like, hats off, you did a good job, right? Or hats, I'm not giving you no hats because the shit was garbage. But, like, it should just be, here's the artist, separate the art from the artist. You know what I mean? Like, and I know some people don't like that because it is so entangled with how they make the art. And I bet that's the reason why X-Men 97 was good, is because he put himself into the show. However, you don't have to fucking defend these people. You really don't. You don't. These people don't need to be your,
Yeah, you
poster
don't need
boy for your identity, right? Whether it is being black or gay or whatever it may be, right? Just using those because that's what it is in this case.
exactly your point.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like just like, stop with the celebrity obsession. People are all types of fucked up. We all do terrible things, right? And that's it. Just leave it as that, right?
Here's your thing. You're probably better than a celebrity. What I mean by that, you probably have you're probably more down to earth, nicer. That's arrogant. That's cocky. Yeah, you may not have the wealth, the resources like a celebrity, but you have everything else that makes a good human being compared to a celebrity.
Right.
Most celebrities, you know.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Everybody
as
in
a
the
person.
everybody's like that, right?
Yeah,
So, everybody that's here, everybody in their personal lives, like, I mean, yeah, I mean, we're all human, we're all flawed to some degree. We all have our
yeah,
own vices, we all have our own problems, right? And we're all trying to work on it. And, people make mistakes, people do terrible things, and they have to learn from it. So, and that's it. Like, stop, people, there are victims, and then there are people who want to be victims because it's profitable. And
this
I
is
don't
true.
understand why people can't see that. Look at what Jonathan Majors did. But I'm not saying Jonathan Majors can't come back or all this stuff. I think he can be redeemed. I think everybody can be redeemed to some degree, right? But it takes a long time to get to that
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
And
yeah.
like
He
maybe this
just
guy
can't get
can
in
be
trouble
redeemed.
for a while.
Yeah, just they gave him an out. If I was him, I'd collect the fucking paycheck and be happy that you made a great fucking show.
And rebuild
And
yourself. Or
rebuild yourself, right? Learn from your mistake, and that's it. Move on. You don't like some people want to cause like it's like, listen, I fucking hate the corporations, but I'm not gonna fucking go down with them, right? That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to go down with the ship, with the Titanic. Not a smart idea, and that's where I'll end it.
oh, boy, that Titanic's not going down. It's going down for him. But that Titanic is the X-Men Titanic is staying afloat, man.
Right.
It
But
ain't
I mean,
going
you get
down.
what I mean
Yeah,
though.
I
Like
know. Yeah.
Disney is obviously he's like, "Oh, Disney, they're getting sued. I'm going to jump on this bandwagon." That's not a smart idea, my friend.
No.
I
The,
would just
the the
say,
the thing is, people just let their hate for Disney cloud common sense. I think at times.
yeah, well, I don't even well, the people that he's rooting for, like they're they're not even like the Chuds, right? Because they like that Disney is making it more inclusive, which is fine. But then they're at the same breath, they're like, "Oh, they're bigoted now because they fired someone that I like." But they weren't bigoted when they were pushing the stuff that you wanted.
Yeah.
So which one is it? And I always think, regardless, these companies don't care about you. The inclusion stuff, and we've said this multiple times, the reason why they do it is not because they care about you. No, because it's profitable now. The United States and all these other countries are diverse, and people want to see themselves on the screen too. No matter if it's black, gay, Asian, whatever creed you're from, whatever identity you identify with, they know that you have money and you will pay to watch it. So don't be fooled by Disney, by these corporations thinking they are only doing it because they're so fucking, oh my God, I truly love everybody in our minority communities. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. If it was profitable to be a racist bigot, trust me, they would fucking do it because that's what they only care about. Profit. That's it. Okay. That's just that's just my opinion. I gotta put that out, just say that. But they don't give a shit. So enjoy the entertainment for what it is, but don't get too invested in this corner because I think this is culture war stuff. And on both sides, I wish one day this shit will end. This whole fucking political identity politics left and right and I'm gonna vote for this.
I'm.
Can we fucking stop with this shit? I feel like it's
I.
fucking brain rot.
It's too
And I think it's an
extreme.
American thing too. No offense, George, but I think this
No,
is really an American thing that's
listen.
bleeding out.
I'm sick of it too.
Well, let me tell you
The
something.
thing is, I'm gonna say this: some Americans are dumbasses.
I'm gonna say this.
On both sides. They get so caught up on this and that,
I'll,
and that they act like Chicken Little at times. They're
I'll
like
say
Yeah.
Chicken
this.
Little.
I'll say this. I think it's more not just America. I think it's a Western thing, actually, a Western democracy thing. They think
Possibly.
they think their views, whether on the right or left, is the same in other countries. That's more has more of the Eastern views.
Right.
Like the Middle East, some Asian countries, some of South American countries, stuff like that. They think how we live in the Western countries, it's kind of the same there, which is not. Which is not.
Right. It's not.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, I mean that's I mean,
That's
yeah, cultures are gonna have all different
that,
types of an opinion.
that's an issue with the left. They think what's happening they think what's in the eastern part of the world. They think their values in line with them. No, no, no. The eastern countries are very right wing, very right
Right.
wing. Okay, very right
Well,
wing.
a lot of places are right wing, but I always say this, right? I never like the term left or right because wherever you go,
Yeah,
the political spectrum of your politics will shift.
it's a,
Because if for instance, right, if you're if you're left leaning in the United States, if you come to Canada, you're actually a right wing. You're actually more on our PC,
yeah.
because again our politics are so different. So it's like, to me, when someone says that they're right wing or they're left wing in the United States, it's like, yeah, but like when you come if you
It's
come over here in our neck of the woods,
it's. I
politically
just
you're not really voting for the stuff that our liberal party would want,
blinded, blinded,
right?
George.
So
I hate to let people thinking like, oh, these countries in like in the Middle East, Asia. I'm like, they say America's becoming fascist stuff like that. I'm like, go to those freaking countries in the East. You were begging to come back to
yeah,
North America.
you would want to come back. I'm not saying it's all great and good here.
No, it's not.
We got our own problems and
Yeah,
and people shouldn't just ignore that. But like,
you want to be your own
it's
country. That's what you want,
I
right?
just wish more people would just say the political stuff. You know what? Because it's like our politics. If we can live amongst ourselves and just be fine, then yeah. But
Yeah,
in the United States, I know they have a ton of different issues where it's like,
and
well, I won't even mention them because it's controversial. But you know what I mean? Where people feel like, oh, you're infringing on my right to live. So
everything is
it's
a
like
right.
it's all like I said, it's all this melting pot of people getting upset because they can't
Let me,
politically live together.
Red,
It's a
Red.
mess.
Let me tell you, Blind will attest to me. The Quebecers, the French in the Quebec, the from Quebec, they're not likable either.
Well,
They
yeah,
don't
they
like
have
people,
their own politics. I mean, they don't
and they
even
don't like
vote
English.
for.
They
I
hate
mean, if
English.
you go out I mean, in Quebec, they really only vote for one party
Yeah,
on a federal level.
they don't like the English in Quebec.
Yeah, they have, yeah, and it's like cultural reasons, right? But you know, I just think this story, the reason why I brought it up is because I feel like I've seen so many posts on different spectrums talking about this, and I felt like, why does this need to be involved with,
Yeah,
mixing up of people's identity and picking sides? Like, don't pick a side. Just when this doesn't concern any of us, right?
you
We
know
don't
what?
have no dog in this fight, so don't pick a
I
side.
forget
That's
where I
what I
watched
say.
somewhere. I forget what I watched somewhere. It might have been a YouTube video. I forget where. That World War III actually is happening. It's just not an actual physical war. It's actually the
Mm.
social media news war, which
Yeah, information
information war,
war.
which is actually kind of leading now to out there on the streets, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I think, I think social media is good, but we let Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, all these like tech bros come in and just be like, well, this is all just about making money, but they don't give a shit. Like look at what Elon is doing with X. Like this whole like the AI stuff, and that's getting more controversy. It's all like they don't all they care about is their bottom line, these corpos. That's what I call them, corpos. They care about their bottom line. They want to make as much money as they can, and if it implodes and everybody dies with them, that's fucking it, right? Maybe they'll have sympathy when people are dying under their watch. Maybe. We haven't seen that yet. But Elon, Mark Zuckerberg, like I said, I like Threads, but I'm not gonna pretend Threads is like some fucking utopia. I mean, they're still stealing our data, right? Like I'm just keeping it real. That's what Facebook or Meta's whole goal is with these social media platforms. I mean, there's no ads on Threads. That should tell you
Never happened,
something.
Red. Never happened.
No,
There's no
it'll
branded
never
shit.
happen. They want it though.
But there's
The
no,
Quebecers want it.
but there's no benefit for Quebec to be its own country.
No, I don't think they could even last economically. So I
No,
mean, the thing is,
exactly.
the rest of Canada doesn't want it. It's only like, I mean, there's a section of people in Quebec who do want it, right? Because they did vote on it. So it's not like that's not a crazy thing. It's happened, right? They
Yeah.
voted for it and it didn't work. But,
The,
anyway, this is a
here's,
lot of
here's
political
the thing about the French in
discussion.
general. It doesn't matter what kind of French, whether it's French, Quebec French, they all hate the English, no matter where.
Yeah, they just, again, it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
I always chalk up everything to just being a cultural thing. You know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. I'm not gonna fucking.
Don't
Yeah,
worry,
I
you
know.
have
Yeah.
you have Louisiana to be your French part, okay, of your country. Okay, Louisiana can be French for
Yeah.
you guys.
I mean, we kind of got derailed. So if you want to get
Yeah,
back,
all right, let's
because
get to James Gunn because we
yeah.
got about 45 minutes left.
This
Oh,
is
is it 45?
whatever you're
Okay.
talking about was probably more related to a stream than me getting hit in the head with a chair, or almost.
Right.
I mean,
Oh
I'm
man.
still trying to
All
process
right,
that.
Oh
all right,
wait,
let's get.
before we go on to the James Gunn topic, I will say no spoilers because I did hear George didn't see it yet. Alien Romulus is a great movie. Prepare for the ending though. That is some wild shit. Absolutely wild shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it on Tuesday. It's $5 ticket day at my theater. I'll probably go like in the afternoon.
I would say this is definitely one of the better new Alien movies that we've gotten.
Oh,
Like,
based on what the
What
reviews
was the
say
last
and
good
the
one?
scores,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah, like there's some moments, there's a lot of great action and suspenseful scenes, but
Okay.
yeah, you will not be prepared for that ending. The ending, it's like, oh boy. I mean, it's set up in the movie, but like when it actually happens, and they do something else too. Oh my fucking god. They do something. It's like, oh yeah, we went there and then we doubled down on this. And you're just like, that double down part was so fucking nasty. Not gonna lie, it was disgusting. And when I saw it too, I was like, oh, we're not going there, are we? Oh, and they went there.
Hmm. We have to do this James Gunn stuff, man. Get it out of the way. 45 minutes
Yeah.
at least. There's no threads. He replied to somebody about Comic Con, New York Comic Con, and he just gave them basically an emoji, but he didn't
Mm.
exactly an emoji. So that's obviously giving out hints that James Gunn has something planned for New York Comic Con.
Hmm.
Uh, to me, New York Comic Con, I think they should make that bigger Comic Con than San Diego. But it'd be, I think it's
Mm.
because it's easier to travel for people like us. I
Yeah.
just think I mean, like, it's pretty better as New York. I mean, kind
Yeah.
of. All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
New York
obviously,
was never as big as San Diego Comic Con.
the thing is, the Comic Cons are getting bigger and bigger. The convention, not just Comic Cons, expos, they're actually getting bigger and bigger each year passes by. You're getting bigger
Right.
celebrities, right? Used to be expos and cons. You used to get like celebrities, but they're not in the prime anymore. You know, they're not like right
Mm.
now. They're getting the A-listers now coming because
Right.
it's getting bigger and bigger. And San Diego used to be the prime, the prime Comic Con where you always get the A-listers. But you're starting to see these Comic Cons everywhere else. We're getting the A-listers now. Fan Expo's getting A-listers. It's not really it's starting to change. Starting to change. Um, but yeah, yeah. So you're actually stuff in New York Comic Con now. You see on my thumbnail, I did put Superman up there. I'm gonna
Hmm.
say this: if you're gonna say Superman trailer, you're not getting it to Comic Con. I'm gonna blow your.
Mm.
You're not getting a
Yeah,
Comic Con.
I don't think it would be at Comic Con. Yeah, because we just talked about that.
Yeah, like maybe some hints of Superman, maybe a teaser pic, or I don't know, maybe a picture,
Yeah,
TV
I mean, it
spot.
would be nice to see a teaser poster.
Uh,
Maybe
maybe
that's too soon, but
maybe a second trailer for Creature Commandos is more likely because that comes out in
yeah,
December.
full trailer.
Full
I mean,
trailer.
I don't think he would do this, but I think maybe he should kind of outline the next 2 years of what we're getting in terms of DC. I mean, we have Superman, we have Supergirl. I assume that's only going to be the only movies we're getting, right? Am I
Yeah,
missing something in the next 2 years? And then we also have Lanterns. Well, we have Peacemaker,
which is rumored to come out in two
Lanterns,
years.
the
Peacemaker,
Waller
which I don't.
series. We haven't really heard much about that. Lanterns, obviously, Booster Gold. So,
Peacemaker is rumored in 2 years, 2026. But there's
well,
no.
Peacemaker's coming out next year.
Yeah, it's most likely next year. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
probably
Because
after Superman, we'll get that maybe in the fall.
Peacemaker.
Unless it's coming out early, because they did say that James Gunn is only directing a couple of episodes.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean,
If it's
we'll see.
last Peacemaker 2 years ago came out, was it January or February? One of those months. I think it was might have been middle of January. As
Right.
uh, as Peacemaker, yeah. So maybe Peacemaker update. Lanterns, maybe a Lanterns update, maybe a Booster Gold update. Supergirl, I thought they're supposed to start filming this. Supposedly they're supposed to start filming this summer, but nobody's been casting it besides Millie Alcock.
Hmm.
So, right as Supergirl. Um, now I do think I'm gonna Kamali. That's his name. Kamali right? Kamali, the guy from plays, right? You know what I'm talking about. Now I do think he is playing Booster Gold because there's pics of him hanging out with Rachel Brosnan and David Cornsweet. I think it was the Olympics, and that's no coincidence. That's no coincidence, right? That's no
Right.
that's no coincidence. Why would he randomly hang out with them? They like uh that's no coincidence. Um Unless Booster Gold somehow can appear in Superman, like
Hmm.
in some cameo fashion. Uh, because it makes more sense now because with the rumor, now like the Turtles 2 supposedly is scrapped according to Kit Harington, right? But it hasn't been officially like actually the thing is, Marvel hasn't officially announced it though. They
Hmm.
had never officially announced Eternals 2. So you can't really cancel a movie that hasn't been officially announced.
Right. Yeah. They never. I mean, I think it maybe was in development at some point. Maybe they had a
Yeah.
script. I mean, with Marvel, because the thing is, the way that Marvel works is that they have scripts. Like they always hire writers or the
They either
in-house
have
writers
scripts, they
to
either have
write
script,
scripts.
they either have scripts or they announce a movie and look for a script writer, someone to write the script.
Well, I
The writer.
think, well, because the way that I've heard it explained, I don't remember who said it, but it was someone who was either an executive or maybe it was Kevin Feige, but the way that they explained it was that Marvel has because they've always done this. They have scripts for characters that they're interested in developing, but they're not like they don't have a date yet of like, oh, we want this to go into production or whatever. But like they're always like generating ideas for the story, for concept art, and then when they feel more comfortable of okay, like hey, this could maybe be a movie, then they may bring on a new writer to write this, right? Because this is what happened with Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Nicole something, I can't remember her name, but she was the one that originally wrote Guardians of the Galaxy. And when James Gunn made the pitch, he came in and basically did a rewrite, and that's why he got a screenwriting credit. So, and I guess the thing is, no one really knows like what she injected into the movie because he said that there was Nova was going to be in the movie, but he
Yeah.
didn't like Nova, and he also felt that Nova would have undermined Peter Quill because Peter Quill's the only human, so then you would have two human characters. So he got rid of him, right?
And Nova,
And
Nova's coming now.
now we
Season
know
2.
Nova is coming out, but that's the reason why. If anybody wanted to know why Nova was never introduced, it was because it was like competing with Peter Quill. I think.
The
Well,
thing
hold on,
is,
because I'm remembering something else. I think
that's
James
the
Gunn
problem
may
with
have
Fahey.
came out and said, "Let me just look this up." He may
That's the
have said
problem.
he never said he didn't like Nova, but let me
That's
just
the
check.
problem. Fahy. That's the problem. Fahy. He doesn't want to do things with characters he doesn't like. But that's not the thing. It's not about what you like.
Right. Okay, well, this is what he says. So he says, I
Hear what
never,
James
or
said.
Gunn says this, I never had Richard Rider in anything, right, in his stuff. Um, he's just too big of a character. He seemed to, I didn't want to from the beginning when
Overshadow
I
the
came
Guardians.
on board. Yeah, and then he says this, what I just said. I didn't want to have two human being characters. I want to have one human being so that he
Yeah.
could be surrounded in this alien world. It made sense. It's like, okay,
Okay.
Nova is a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, but his reasoning I felt was like, nah, that made sense.
No, no. We want the original five. You start out with the original five. The original five is that's to me. That's the Guardians.
Well, I
Like
mean, which original five though? Because there's the other Guardians team. Remember, Star Lord wasn't the original Guardian member. That was in the 2008
I mean, from the movies,
Guardians.
the movies, the
Oh,
movies.
the movies. Well, the movies is based on the 2008 comic anyway.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Gamora, Drax, Rocket Raccoon, Groot, and Star Lord.
yeah,
And I mean, I guess Mantis later on. Like, I never felt. I know. I
yeah.
think people
Mantis was
felt.
on the original team.
I think some like.
Quasar, I think Moondragon,
Yeah.
and I think that might have been it. Or yeah, Quasar the woman, not the guy. I could be wrong. I don't remember that, but yeah. Um,
Yeah, James
but
Gunn
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
happy with Marvel how they treated the Guardians when he wasn't able to work on the Guardians like outside.
Well,
Right,
I
like he
think
was
I think he recently came out and said that he didn't like what the Russo brothers did in any of the movies
fancy
because
movies
I
they
don't
were
think
in.
James Gunn wanted to kill
Can you
Gamora.
stay? No, he didn't. And so he had to.
No, yeah. I
So
there was some choice, and I also think uh I'm gonna have to look for this. I think James Gunn made a comment about Star Lord, like he didn't like the fact that Star Lord choked up when he was gonna kill Thanos, which I do. I mean, for the story, it made sense, but I didn't like that for his character. That was like kind of weird. You know what I
he's
mean?
a he's a good.
It wasn't like I don't think in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, I don't think Star Lord would have done that. That it just it like that felt like they were like, well, we need a character. Well, we need a reason why they fail at beating Thanos, right? Because they did have, I mean, they had Doctor Strange. They had
Tony
they had
Stark, Iron Man,
they
Spider-Man.
had a good amount of people who
I think
could
it.
have
They
taken him
didn't.
down.
Yeah, they were about to they were about like Spider-Man almost got that
Yeah,
gauntlet
like
off him.
Thanos.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Thanos didn't have all the Infinity Stones. I mean, he had what
No,
three,
he didn't
four.
have all the Infinity Stones as well.
I mean, yeah, without the Infinity Stones, they would. I mean, obviously, without the Infinity Stones, they were able to take down Thanos easily.
Yeah.
Thanos. But yeah,
Wait,
even
actually, like here's actually how I would fix the scene. Would it have made more sense for like I don't know Nebula to attack Thanos and Rage, and like that would have messed up the plan, considering she wasn't even there when Strange and the others formed the plan.
but
Possibly.
Like
even
here's the thing. Maybe the best way to handle it could have been, Quill just stands there like grieving instead of helping
I,
take the gauntlet off, and then have like
I'm
Nebula be the
kind of,
one that attacks Thanos in Rage,
I'm kind of
not
happy.
realizing that there was a plan to take off the gauntlet that she screwed up. And
Maybe one of the reasons.
considering
Right.
she's one of the few that survived the snap, she lives with that guilt that hey, maybe if I hadn't done this, like everyone would still be alive.
Maybe one of the reasons they
Right.
decided to do that with Gamora because maybe Zoe Saldana didn't plan on playing Gamora very long, so they might as well kill her off and they used the one from Endgame as a way not to continue the relationship with Peter,
Well,
even
I
though he
think they want it because the thing is the storyline kind of makes well. Okay, let me organize this. The storyline makes sense that Gamora dies because it is set up that way, right? Because I mean, you see the beginning or the origins, right? I can't remember when that takes place in the movie, but you see the origins of her, right? Like him
yeah,
taking over her world
the
and
planet,
stuff.
her home, her
And then
world.
yeah, and then they share a couple of scenes together and then he takes her and then yeah, he sacrifices her. The whole sacrificing thing, I wasn't really like it felt really random. Like it was like, okay, this is not an idea from the comics. It's kind of weird. Like, okay, you got to sacrifice one soul for another, but then he was gonna kill his daughter. It felt really fucked up, and I guess that is Thanos' character, but I don't know. It felt kind of weird too, because then if
He
he
didn't
got
look
all the
doing it. He
stones
had
back,
to.
I feel like the biggest, because I always said this, because people are always like, oh, how they love Thanos and they feel like his motivations made sense. Personally, I feel like Thanos wasn't explored enough. Remember, they used to say Thanos was the protagonist of Infinity War, and you're like, I guess because he does have a lot of scenes, but at the
But
same time, it's
the
like
movie
that
is
doesn't make
about him.
sense.
The movie is about technically Thanos, but I wouldn't say he's a
But
protagonist.
his motivations, it's like I still can't get over the fact
Well,
that if you have literally a magic gauntlet where you can snap in whatever the fuck you want, why would
yeah,
you
and you can
kill a
kill
bunch of
people.
people? Yeah, why not
Yeah,
just bring in more resources?
yeah, yeah.
That's the one thing I'll never get over because it's like it made, as much as people want to say, oh, death is corny or whatever. I think in hindsight it would have been better to have death because death interacts with quite a lot of characters in the Marvel
Yes, it's
universe.
not. Yeah,
So
it's like
she's a main Marvel character. Why just get rid of her? It never. I didn't personally like that. I think they could have done something else where it was maybe
well,
like that him and Death are working together, right? And it
Marvel.
maybe makes it more sympathetic where
Marvel's
maybe it's not
obsessed,
him
or at least
completely doing it.
the MCU. The MCU is obsessed with genocidal maniacs.
Well, yeah, because it's easier to explain, but
Yeah,
it doesn't. I personally feel like they need a little bit more. You need something else there, and
and,
that's hard to do in a movie when you only have
and
2 hours.
you got the previous Avengers villain. Ultron is basically a genocidal maniac.
Yeah.
Like,
But his motivations made a little bit more sense because he's an AI and he calculates it and goes, well, the only way to save humanity or
it's
save
by
the
destroying it.
planet is from, yeah, destroying humanity itself.
That's from
That's fine. That makes sense, right?
that's from the comics itself. Yeah,
Right.
like that.
I maybe they should have just stuck with what was in the comic. You have Death, and he has this relationship with Death, and he wants to impress her by killing people, and maybe he's like justifying it in some twisted way. Because again, I don't understand his whole there needs to be balance or whatever like that. It's just sort of like, okay, there why not if there needs to be balance, why not if you're
Because
being moral about it, why not just bring in more resources? Why kill a bunch of people? And I don't really get it. But people have this love for like, oh, it made sense, it was deep, and it was like, not really. It's not really deep at all. It's sort of just like, it's almost like people who are like intellectually like can like outsmart you, right? Just because they know how to trick you in a way that makes them look smarter. It's like that. That's all that was, in my opinion. But
that's
anyway, I still like the character, but I can't get over that one thing.
and he destroys it in Endgame. Uh,
Yeah. I would have liked to see what James Gunn came up with actually with Thanos. Like I think maybe they should have gave him more input on what to do in terms of that cuz I don't think the Russo brothers I feel like they know the comics, but I don't think they don't know how to creatively adapt what the source material in a way that feels like you're honoring the source material.
mhm.
You know what I mean? Like they did a good job with what they had to do, but that was because they were working on other people's works. So I think that these Avengers movies are going to be a test of their
You know,
creativity.
you know what? You know what Batman. I'll just say this hypothetically. Batman. You know why Batman can never get the Soul Stone? Because you know what? You know the one thing he can't. Because the one thing he has to sacrifice, he can't. You know what that
No.
is? Gotham City.
Mm,
You get my point, right? That's what he loves the most, Batman. Gotham City, right? You can't
right.
sacrifice that if you want to get the Soul Stone if he was in the Marvel universe.
I don't think I mean, yeah, Batman would definitely want to not want to sacrifice anyone. He'd probably sacrifice himself.
Oh yeah, he definitely would sacrifice himself. He better sacrifice himself. Yeah, I mean for sure.
Yeah, that's why it also was like, I mean, the Black Widow and Hawkeye, sacrificing themselves or like picking like who's gonna say. I get like that was okay because it's like yeah they have a relationship even though it wasn't like I think in each movie like
Well,
Age of Ultron they should have never
Black
had that whole subplot with
Black
fucking
Widow
Hulk and
sacrificed
Black
herself.
Widow.
Black Widow sacrificed herself for the sake of her loved ones. And if people didn't
Yeah,
catch the reason why she sacrificed herself, it's because of the Black Widow movie. Because remember,
right,
Black Widow movie took place before Infinity War and Endgame. That's the reason why
right.
she sacrificed herself in the because of her loved ones, Yelena, Red Guardian, and the mother. That's the reason why.
Yeah,
So
then we
she,
only found that out afterward.
yeah, yeah, and the reason she did it also is because Clint has a family, kids, still has
Right.
kids, right?
But I think that they could have. I mean, this is the problem. That's the problem with Age of Ultron, not the Russo brothers, to be fair. But they should
Yeah.
have developed their relationship more in Age of Ultron than what was in with Hulk. Because the Hulk thing made no sense to me anyway. It's like this
They completely
random.
abandoned that. They completely abandoned Black Widow and Hawk.
Yeah, that was Joss Whedon doing some weird shit. That's all that was.
Yeah,
Josh
like
Whedon doing his
after,
weird
like what
thing.
happened? Like they completely abandoned that. Yeah, because Black Widow was
Yeah,
never supposed to.
because if you're going to set up if Black Widow was going to have a love interest, it really should have been Hawkeye. That made the most amount of sense. They worked together for a long time. They were going to have some
Isn't
type of bond. It made sense. But
isn't
the
there one of the
Hulk,
love
that was
interests in the
random.
comics? Isn't one of the religions in the Red comics Red Guardian actually?
I don't know, but I know Daredevil was her love interest.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, Black Widow was flirting with everybody in MCU, but they never
Yeah.
capitalized on a
I mean,
relationship
in
with
the
her.
comics, it's kind of like that too, to be fair. I
Yeah.
mean, like she was with Tony
She's a
Stark
spy.
and she would like so I mean, if you, I don't, I mean, yeah, why make a character like that? You know, that's just like if you notice, there's some writers like they don't care about the female character at all, like whoever they're working with. Like for example, I'll give you a perfect example of this. Michael Bendis and his Moon Knight run, probably the worst Moon Knight run, like period,
Hmm.
because it's like he's in LA. Like there's some cool ideas like oh he's pretending to be Wolverine and Spider-Man and Captain America and those become part of his multiple personality disorders. But then Echo is undercover, and then all of a sudden she falls in love with Moon Knight, and it's like really random. It's like this is not even Echo. Like Echo, first off, why is she undercover for working for the Avengers? That didn't fucking make sense. All of a sudden she's like really flirty with fucking Moon Knight, and then they start hooking up, and then they're dating, and then they're on missions together, and you're like, what the fuck? Like this makes no fucking sense. And that's like an example of a writer not knowing. Well, it's funny because Michael Bendis does know Echo, but that to me, there's like a lot of instances where people don't know the female character that they're writing, and they just go, "Well, we'll just make them the love interest because like I guess I need a love interest." But it's like come on, they don't always need to be love interests, right? Like Echo has her own love interest, or maybe she doesn't. She doesn't need to hook up with Moon Knight, who by the way, all the Avengers in that comic are like, Moon Knight. Moon Knight's a fucking sociopath. Like that guy's fucking mental. What the fuck? Like get the fuck away from me,
Yeah,
right?
he has
That's
the
what they how they act like when they see Moon Knight. So I mean, it's gonna
different
be funny
personality.
if they're gonna do that in the movies. I don't
Be like,
think
who you
so, but it would
talking
be
to?
funny.
Who you
Well,
talking to?
they think he's just mental. They're like, that guy he'd be saying some crazy shit one moment, and then the next he's being like crying and shit. And you're like, what the fuck? Like that guy's he's all over the place. I think even Spider-Man's got problems with Moon Knight. So
Oh,
they don't really gel well. It's funny though when there's some characters who don't like the other character. That's the stuff that's really funny to me. Like everybody like hates the Punisher, or like when the Punisher shows up. One of my favorite. I love this comic. This is the movie Sony should make. Is Superior Foes of Spider-Man. In that comic, it's like they're all at a bar talking. They're like, "Hey, we're gonna fucking, you know, we're gonna do X, Y, and Z. We're gonna fucking kidnap
dude, that's
Spider-Man,
part.
whatever it was, right?" And then they hear the door open. They're like, "Who's that?" And then they oh shit, it's the fucking Punisher, and everybody just fucking runs. It's like the funniest thing in the world. It's like everybody get the fuck out. He's gonna kill everybody. It's so funny, man. It's like we need to see that in a show or something. Cause that would be just hilarious. Like everybody just like the Punisher's here, get the fuck out. Oh
Hmm.
man. Oh, those are that's like
You know
peak.
it's going.
You
Charlie
know what I
Cox
mean?
is going to New York Comic Con, by the way. I heard that,
Oh yeah.
and that's not surprising. Doesn't yeah, but back to DC, man. Yeah, like
Yeah, DC.
he's. I think he's just hint. I think it's just Creature Commando stuff. That's what I think it is.
Uh I,
Probably.
I don't know. I think maybe there might be something. There might
Let
be
me see.
something else.
It would be the biggest news that a New York Comic Con ever got in ages.
Yeah, I mean, why? The thing is, if James Gunn wants to compete with Marvel, why not just make your own turf?
Let's see who the guests are.
Why not have New York Comic Con be where DC makes their announcements instead of
Look at this.
San Diego Comic Con?
Look, they
Because
have
I'm sure that would help the convention too.
Ella Purnell coming from Fallout, Haley Atwell, Josh Brolin, Paul
Right.
Bettany, Walter Goggins coming.
Hmm.
They got the guest of honor.
Oh, I get. So, are they gonna have a Fallout panel?
Oh, that's a good Walter Goggins Purnell. That's a good question.
Because it would be nice to see what talking
Let me see
about.
if Charlie Cox is in here.
Because I mean, at the boys panel, they announced a new show, so
Yes,
it'd
it
be
is.
cool if we can get some details about season
Charlie
2.
Cox is not in.
2026 is shaping up to be like a crazy ass year for movies and shows. Like a lot of shows are coming back in 2026. So I'm really, really excited for that year.
Yeah, those are the guests of honor. Um,
Damn. Red's like he's throwing some massive shade. Holy shit. God damn.
Red is just playing around. He's always like this.
He's
He's
upset. He's gonna be booing us off the stage soon. Damn.
yeah, well, okay, I'm kicked out. I'm kidding. Who else is gonna be there? Comic Con. I don't know. That's it. That's
And
Avi.
that's it.
Marissa Tomei is gonna be there. Like, what the heck is all these people?
Oh, isn't there a rumor? This is
Yeah,
DC related. So
yeah,
there's a rumor going around that they're making a Dead Man animated show.
Oh
Did you hear
wow.
Dead
about that?
Man?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I think that's interesting.
Batman knows me.
I am
Dead
Batman.
Man. I mean, if the thing is also another DC related thing, what happened to the Keanu Reeves Constantine movie? What happened
Constantine
about
2, yeah. Nothing.
that? Just like there's all. That's why I'm like, when they say, "Oh, that J.J. Abrams Superman," that's still happening. I don't believe it. I don't believe
No.
that for 1 second. They could say whatever they want. I mean, the thing is, like,
I
what
didn't
is J.J.
believe him.
Abrams even doing?
Yo, nothing. Like what's
Damn,
his next movie? Does he even have a movie coming out?
I don't even know. Let's look it up.
What about
But
the
I'm not.
Beast?
I'm not.
Well, here's the thing.
I
I
don't want to
think
see that J.J. Abrams Superman movie. Hell no.
well, here's the thing. I think regardless, I think JJ's gone sour because of how the sequel trilogy went, which isn't all his fault. Disney just didn't know how to manage that whole
He's
thing.
just all the upcoming stuff is executive producer, executive producer.
But like here's the problem with JJ. JJ will have these really good starts, and then after that, nothing.
We're director.
Oh, Fantastic Four is up to 2%.
He has like 2 TV shows. He had Spy Jinx, whatever the hell this was. I don't know what the fuck this
J.J.
is.
Abrams?
It
Oh my
says
god.
it's some game. Why I don't know why that's under his directing credit. But his last movie is Rise of Skywalker.
Oh
So,
yeah.
and then before that it was The Force Awakens. So he's not really directing. It seems like he's just busy producing. Maybe J.J. Abrams is not even that interested in directing movies. You know.
Yeah, it's been a long time. He's just taking money.
I think he should make, I don't hear a lot of people talk about this, but I am a fan of Super 8. I think it's a pretty nice movie. I know not everybody likes it, but personally I enjoyed it. I haven't watched it since I
Oh
was a
yeah,
kid,
Super
but
8. I did
yeah,
watch it.
it was a cool
It was
movie.
fun. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think he should go back and just do something original. Like I think he's kind of like, he's always attached to these franchises because he
Big
has this big
franchises.
name. Yeah, I don't think he needs like if you want to be a Spielberg clone, that's what everybody says he is. Why
The thing
not
is,
make something original? I don't
the
get it.
thing is, the thing is, Spielberg doesn't. Yeah, he has franchises under his belt, but a lot of stuff he does is not franchises. They're one and
Well, his
done's.
next movie that's coming out in 2026 is a original movie.
Yeah. Well,
It's
what?
gonna be
Yeah.
an alien UFO movie, which I'm excited
Uh,
for.
Me too, but the thing is, I know Spielberg has a lot of range, but a lot of people think Spielberg is the alien, like the mastermind behind UFO kind of movies, right? Like E.T.
Well, I mean, he is.
Yeah, I
You
guess,
know,
yeah,
Encounters of the Third Kind. I mean, like he is.
yeah,
So and
exactly.
we haven't really. I mean, to be honest, there's a lot
Having
of stuff
blood,
I've been
right?
like, yeah, but I mean, if there's some horror movies I feel like have gotten a lot better recently. There's a lot of more variety, but I feel like in one subgenre we're kind of missing is the UFOs and aliens. That's kind of like missing. I feel like maybe that's why I
Yeah, I
like
mean,
Alien so much. It was like, oh yeah, sci-fi horror, and it felt big budget. It was like,
yeah, it's
damn, like
just
this looks
you
expensive.
see, I want a Dead Space movie.
Whoa, you should see Alien then. You
That-
need to see Alien Romulus because this movie will make you go,
Well,
why
I feel
don't we have a Dead Space
I
movie? Because
feel
they
like
do
the first
something in this movie that's very Dead Space.
I feel like the first Dead Space game which I played is very inspired by Aliens.
Well, it is, of course. It's
Yeah,
all every sci-fi horror movie is gonna take inspirations from Alien, right? But this movie, like you could tell there's a lot of game
wait a minute.
influences. Like it's like the perfect amalgamation of horror and action, this movie.
I
Because
think
you
it
get a
might
lot
be
of action and you get a lot of great suspense. Where you're like, he's setting up a lot of stuff and you're like, man,
John
this fucking
Carpenter
guy.
wanted to make a Dead Space movie. I just read that. Well, that's
Yeah. John Carpenter, I like John Carpenter. I like all his. I don't like all his movies. Let me rephrase that. I like John Carpenter. Let's put it that way. He has a lot of
yeah,
good movies, but he also has a lot of bad movies.
yeah,
But
yes.
I think he's too old. I think Freddie Alvarez should make a Dead Space movie. I mean, he probably has played Dead Space. It sounds like he's played games because he was talking about the alien isolation, and that's the reason why he wanted to make this movie, and it shows. So I'm pretty sure that one sequence, I won't ruin the sequence, but there's a sequence that happens in this movie that has to be from, he took that from Dead Space, 100%. When you look at it, you're like, that feels like Dead Space.
Dead
So,
Space scared shit out of me, man. Oh my
yeah,
god.
it's fucking, I do want to get to playing the remake, but, there's a lot, I mean, the thing is, I, with these video game movies, I hope they pick good ones to do. Dead
You know
Space
what's
is definitely
funny?
one that I would do.
Yeah, Borderlands. Like
It's
video
too
game
good.
stuff, video game adaptation was getting better and better, and then Borderlands came out and like holy shit.
Yeah,
like
and Borderlands just shit the bed.
like
I
no
mean, I
man.
would also do a Dark Souls movie or Bloodborne or because I know there's like this rumor going around that they want to do that. That would be cool to see,
That would be
especially
me.
if it was very horror inspired. We don't get a lot of horror medieval. I mean, the last one that we had was I like
Yeah.
that movie. What was it called? It
Um,
came out like 3 years ago now.
horror
Fuck.
medieval video game.
Yeah. Green Knight. No,
Green
movie
Knight.
wise. Green Knight is very if like gave me kind of Dark Soul vibes just a little bit. Not a lot, just because the aesthetic of Dark Souls is so like it's very distinct.
The thing is,
But
Dark Souls. Not most video games are better off as TV shows because there's so much in it. so much.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of lore in Dark Souls, right?
Yeah,
But the thing is with Dark Souls, it's not like that's the main game. It's not like there's a plot,
I know. Yeah, that's
right?
true. There would be no Borderlands
Yeah, there
3.
will be no bore. I mean, to be honest, like they
Yeah,
from
I
what
heard that
I
was
seen of
trash.
it is trash. I couldn't get through it.
Oof.
Here's
It was so bad.
if they do Overwatch
And
game,
I like Borderlands.
I know Overwatch is popular for. If they do an Overwatch movie, don't make it live action. Make it animation.
Yeah, make it.
It probably
I
should have
mean,
been an anime movie.
Yeah,
the thing
or
is, it's kind of weird. Why didn't they make a sequel to Warcraft?
because Warcraft for
Like that
shit.
movie, it was shit, but it made a bunch of money.
I know, but
That's why I was like, oh, how come they never?
they do.
And it sucks too because I like his name's Duncan Jones.
Yeah,
He's the son
directed it.
of what's his name? The
Duncan Jones.
famous Duncan Jones. He's the son of that who of why am I blanking? You know, he sings Starman. What's his name?
Oh, fuck the grassy. You know this shit.
Yeah,
I know.
David Bowie. He's the son of David Bowie. There we go.
Oh, David Bowie.
Yeah, he. I mean, I liked his move. What he did. He did Moon. Moon was a cool movie, and then he was gonna make this like sequel, and it had Alexander Skarsgård, and that movie was dog shit. That movie was absolute dog shit. Mute, and it was on
Thing is,
Netflix. What the fuck?
Borderlands. Borderlands should have been a TV show and with a younger
Yeah.
cast.
Well,
Should not make
Sideways
it.
was here. Sideways had a great idea. It should have been an animated movie or show. I think he had. I think what he was saying made more
Yeah,
sense, a lot more sense. Because if you look at the Borderlands games, it has like the cell shaded graphics, so it looks more cartoony. And the thing is, and I showed you, we talked about this, the opening of Borderlands 2 and how it's like you got the little dog, I forget the name of it, and it gets picked up and it's very cartoony looking, it's very chaotic. And I think the thing is, if you made a TV show, every single person would compare that to Fallout because Borderlands and Fallout are very similar. Very similar. It's just obviously gameplay, lore wise, it's different, but it's still both games take heavy inspiration from Mad Max. And you can see that if you play the games, both of them, you'll see that in the show and the movie. You could see that it's very Fallout esque. It's just that Fallout, personally, I think is a little bit smarter. It's a lot more. There's a lot of irony. There's a lot of like character work and a lot of lore goes into it. I mean, if you play Fallout New Vegas, you know exactly how deep the writing can get with this game. Where you're like, oh shit, this is very like, deep. It's very deep in terms of what they're trying to say politically, and
yeah,
how do we bring back society after this nuclear war, right? Holocaust. But Borderlands is not like that. Borderlands is just like, you know, like the characters are sadistic, right? Like I was talking about, Handsome Jack. He's always in your ear talking, and he just, this very sadistic character, but he's also really funny, and he's the villain, right? They didn't do that in the movie, which
yeah.
was stupid. It's
It's
fucking
what
stupid.
a lot of video games to make good movies.
There's a lot of them that can make great movies.
There are a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
be
them.
the one. I'll say it right here. When they do it, I hope they give me a check, some residuals. Alan Wake can be a fucking TV show, and this would be like prime HBO TV. I'm telling you, this shit would be good. We would be talking about this like The Last of Us. It's that good. They need to hop on this quick because they can also do a Control movie as well. Because Alan Wake is a cinematic universe. It's like Marvel. They have all different games that connect with each other. Characters appear. That can be a massive franchise. It's just, I mean, it's kind of niche,
You're
right?
right.
Because it's horror, but it could be really good.
Based
It's
of
great.
Fallout, the success of Fallout gives me hopes for the God of War show.
Yeah.
Um, it's just that they're doing on the recent games. There's a lot of stuff on the
Yeah,
previous
the
stuff with God
previous
of War.
games.
You're gonna have to go over because that's the basis for some of the stuff in the God of War. Like
Well, if you think
the
about it, if the show is like, if it's like Fallout or The Last of Us, like a in between of those shows, I think they would be fine because then you can maybe do flashbacks. You don't have to just straight up do,
Oh, he's in that.
it's not like the Last of Us. I think they handicapped themselves by doing the entire season of the first game. They could have maybe,
Mhm.
stretched it out more, maybe, but with God of War, I don't think there's like an end point because if you really think about it, they would be stretching a lot more compared to The Last of Us,
Oh yeah,
right?
because there's a lot of well, there's the handheld games too. You gotta
Well,
remember.
I mean, no, if they only just did the recent games, there's only two games, and then the second
Oh,
game it ends.
did you hear about the hit that the next time they're teasing another God of War game?
Yeah, there's a rumor there. It's like gonna be like it's gonna be like Miles Morales. It'd be like a
Oh, with his
short
son.
game. Yeah,
Oh,
with his son. That's the rumor.
oh,
I
I'm
mean, they're
crazy.
not gonna kill it off completely. I'm sure they're making. I mean, if the show is popular, they're not gonna, you know, that'd be stupid, right?
5 seasons. Um,
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could do 5 seasons of God of War for sure. I mean,
because
there's a lot of. I think they will like once they get their, once they get the right people involved in terms of writing, like Corey Borlaug should be involved with the God of War show. If he's not, then that's a shame, right? Because it's like, I mean, yeah, you could say, oh, why not bring on
well,
David Jaffe too? But David
Amazon
Jaffe is not,
they did that with File, right? They brought in the people that work on File for the show,
yeah,
right?
they
Amazon.
brought, well, they have Todd Howard there
So
producing.
they should do the exact same thing with they should get Corey.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it doesn't need to be like Neil Druckmann. Neil Druckmann did, I think he wrote or may have like written an episode with Craig Mazin. He also directed an episode. It doesn't need to be like that. If they
Neil
have a
Druckmann
producer credit, I think it's fine.
did he work on the Uncharted movie?
Oh
Well,
gosh.
Neil Druckmann doesn't like Uncharted, so he doesn't. Even if he
Why?
did have a credit, I don't think that would mean much.
He doesn't like Uncharted.
Yeah, we
He
left
doesn't. He really
left
doesn't.
something.
He straight up said like I like Uncharted 4, but Uncharted 4 is not really Uncharted. Let's be honest. Like it doesn't like it's not like Uncharted is really just a straight up Indiana Jones ripoff. And that
Well,
fourth
yeah,
game is not anywhere close to that. It's like more intimate, it's more focused on the characters. Like yeah, people like Nathan Drake and his wife, but like not to that degree. It's not This is not The Last of Us. Like when they get to the island on Uncharted, it's like the first thing I thought was going to happen was we were going to get ghost pirates. There's
that would have been
no supernatural
awesome.
nothing. Yeah, that would have been awesome,
The
but
thing is, there
they
is
just threw that
supernatural
away.
stuff in Uncharted. There is.
Oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off. Sorry. Yeah, I saw that and I was just like,
Mm.
oh man, the cross. And it's funny too because I mean, if you watch Alien, there's something very similar is to the cross that happens in that movie. But the cross, to be honest, I don't think that's even gonna fucking happen. If it does happen, that's gonna get like that's gonna get really bad reviews.
Do you remember the House of the Dead movie? How bad that was? Oh my
The
god!
cross is way worse than that.
He was the worst horror director of all time. What's his name? Ball.
Oh,
Ball. Oh my
Yui Bold.
god! I don't think I still got work because he'd be
I
super
wanted to
bad.
start a fight with that guy actually. I was thinking about trolling him because he I know that sounds crazy, but this guy is so fucking nuts. If you go on his
So,
YouTube channel, because he has a YouTube channel, I think he still posts.
just a
And
bad movie.
he if you say anything bad about his movies, he's like, I want to have a boxing match with you and stuff like that. So he's a fucking bro is nutty as hell.
Is he the one that did the Alone in the Dark movie?
Yes.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's nutty as hell, bro. Nuts.
What was
Yeah,
it?
like I'm not even joking. Like this guy, he feeds the trolls. He thinks his movies are masterpiece and like he has no self-awareness at all.
Masterpieces.
Yeah.
Oh
I think
my
his
god.
last. I think he funded Postal. Postal was a game that got like Kickstarter fund. Maybe it was for the sequel. I don't know. He's not very self-aware. That's all I'll say. And it's really, really funny to troll him. Because I see the comments and they're hilarious as fuck. Like, I mean, this was a couple years ago, but like he's kind of like faded away and he doesn't really make movies, but people are still aware that he does respond. So, because he was on Letterbox too, by the way, and I think there's a video about it, and he was uh, g- um like boosting his Letterbox score and like replying to people who are shitting on his movie, and like he was shitting on other movies, like he shat on the Avengers movies, right? And he was like, the Avengers suck, and they're for babies, and you're fucking dummies for liking this. He says all types of stuff, so he's a weird guy. Yeah, the
Oh,
Indiana Jones game is coming out this year, though. We might see a release date next week. Is it next week? Yeah, I think so. That's when Gamescom comes out, so or will be live streamed.
yeah.
But yeah,
I remember those announcements of the Xbox from the Xbox showcase, and then look
yeah,
what they're doing to the look what they're doing to Game Pass.
yeah. Game Pass, they delayed Avowed. Oh, there's a
Yeah.
rumor. There's this rumor now that's causing the Xbox community to have, they're suicidal again.
It was
Uh,
supposed to
the
score suicidal.
Yeah, they're suicidal because there's a rumor now that there's gonna be another big Xbox game that's coming to PlayStation next week. So there's like rumors that it's gonna be Starfield because the DLC's coming out next month. People are saying Hellblade. There's
It
one
would have been
rumor
announced already.
saying Forza. Well, the thing is that the Starfield, I think Starfield is very likely to come to PlayStation. I really think so. If it's a year from now, I don't give a shit. It will still come to PlayStation. But, it at this point, expect any game to be on PlayStation. The one game I will come on stream for, and I'll be ruthless as fuck, is when they when they put Halo on PlayStation. That will be the death
Oh,
of
that'd be the day.
Xbox.
That'll be the day.
That will be the day. It's
You
over.
got you got a poster sword. The Xbox show.
I like Xbox. I'll keep my Xbox even if it happens, but if it is, I am going to make fun a lot
Did
of
did
about
you
these
watch?
fanboys because they're gonna
You watched?
lose their minds.
You watched the clip Finbar? You watched that right when Finbar clipped from Gamer Geeks?
Yeah, yeah, I should just. I mean, like, I don't want to make no bet unless I can get another bet right. Then maybe I will feel more confident about betting again. But after that one, where it was like two in a weekend, that was
Hey
bad
guys,
luck. That was straight bad
guys,
luck.
hey guys, come on! Give me my
I could have
time.
handled the Deadpool, like after a couple of weeks, you kind of saw the writing on the wall. But with the Doctor Doom, that one was just fucked me up. It's like, really?
It's like, you know what? Yeah, you know what? You knew you made a bet with Finbar Doctor Doom, and you know what? Let's make sure he loses his money.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think Kevin Feige saw those videos. I really do. Because that was just like two in a weekend. It was like,
yeah,
what the fuck? And this was a bet. The Doctor Doom bet was like
a
almost we
year
were
ago.
we were going to
Almost
hit
a
that 2 year mark. We were about to hit that 2 year mark, and then they dropped this, and oh man.
You're looking real good. It's like,
Yeah, I was like, listen, they'll just
yeah,
recast Kang, or like we were thinking there's no way they'll do Doctor Doom. I kept saying that there's no way they'll do Doctor Doom.
yeah.
It's like there's no setup for it. There's nothing, right? I was pretty confident, and then they just dropped that, and I was just like, well, fuck,
Mhm.
I lost.
Yeah, well, it's
I
12
mean,
a.m.,
we
guys.
still who knows what will happen with that.
It's 12 a.m., guys. We're going to end it here.
All
George,
I can say is that that script for Dynasty, it sounds like some poorly written fan fiction. I mean, well, it was just going to be like the three
Crazy.
Spider-Men and like nostalgic characters going on some kind of adventure. and all the other Avengers
Yeah.
be like, "Well, we're gonna hang out on Earth, not knowing what's happening."
Bruh.
All right, George,
Sounds
where can we find
it
you?
sounds like a pipe dream from one of the kids. You can find me at the George. I guess I'll probably do like a Funko Pop collection video. It's been a while since I've done videos. Work's just been busy and other stuff. But my head's fine since the chair did not connect with my head or my skull. So,
Ooh, yeah, jeez. Ugh.
yeah, no, I'm still trying to process what had
Every
happened.
time you say it, I'm like, God damn, I could feel it.
Yo, listen. That I never thought I'd have a chair be thrown at me. So even if it was unintentional, so you can find me at the George.
All right, go ahead.
Cancel chairs, folks, for
Okay,
George.
Blinded. What's up with you?
Yeah, you can find me YouTube threads until I'm canceled. At some point, they're gonna find these clips of me saying this crazy shit, so might as well just come out. Can't. I guess I'm
Yeah,
gonna get canceled.
They can't
Yeah.
cancel me for saying I got attacked.
There
Yeah,
you
they
go.
can't.
Oh,
But they might throw another chair at you, so watch out.
Oh gosh, no more.
yeah. Thank you guys. Okay, me guys, we're doing another video tomorrow, live stream tomorrow. Earlier than this, we're not doing it at 10 o'clock. We're doing earlier. It's the weekend, so we're gonna do it earlier, like 7 or 8 o'clock. Our John Campia video. It's based on what next movie is gonna hit $1 billion. I think it's gonna be Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I think so
Also,
too. I'm starting to
also
think so.
that's tomorrow, around 7, 8, 9, whatever. I think it's a long video. I think it's about 18 minutes. One of his long videos, one of his longer segment videos that he trims out. Also, before I really end it, my poll is up to 111 votes. Captain America Brave New Order is still leading with 50%. Doomsday at 38%. Thunderbolts at 8%. Fantastic Four
Mind blowing.
is at 2%. And Avengers Secret Wars at 3% with 111 votes. And by the morning, I'll take a snip pick, right? Snipping tool, do that and see how much it is in, to see if anything changes dramatically. And then I'm gonna post another poll, and it's gonna be a kind of a funny poll. And you're gonna have to vote on and choose one. You can't say no. You have to choose one. I'm not bringing an option none. You have to none. I'm not gonna tell you what to do.
One or the other.
You one or the other. Yeah. You have to vote.
This
on
is wait. This is the Grace and
it. John Campia.
the Grace and John Campia. I think I'm going with Grace because
It's a
I
girl.
want to hear some wild shit that she was alluding to.
Oh yeah. So the poll tomorrow. I haven't put it up yet. I'm gonna put it tomorrow. Who are you ready to go to the movies with? Grace Randolph or John Camp, and you have to choose one.
Everybody's gonna pick Grace.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pick John Campia just because I don't want to hear Grace's shrill voice bit next to me the whole time.
I could pursue.
Damn.
But
I'm sorry. Although
I want to really hear what crazy shit she'll say in a movie theater.
I feel like she ruined the experience for me.
I just want to pursue because when he goes crazy, I just want to punch him and be like, "Sit down, boys."
Oh man.
No. Soups. He'll take out the phone and for a selfie and be like,
I'll grab his phone and throw it.
I would like take his phone and check it and be like, no cell phones in the theater, douchebag.
Oh man.
And with that, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment. That's actually
Peace.
Bye.
Peace.